Just a quick video on practice design and how I wanted to organize my practices. And every time I organize my practice, the first thing I thought of is how are they going to have fun? Like that was the underlying principle with what I wanted to do. And one of my favorite phrases is intent precedes content. And I just wanted to create a visual here of how I see that and how important it is to create competent baseball players. So all learning has to attach itself with emotion. If you think about all the things that you remember, all the things that you understand, as you look back on your experiences, they're always framed around these high intensity situations or these emotional situations. So this idea of intent has to be the root of what it is we're going to teach them. So I really liked framing these lessons around competition or fun games, anything along those lines. So intent is what drives it. We always wanted the kids to enjoy what it was they were doing, and enjoy changes as you age. When you're really young, the game should be very much perceived as a game. That's why they signed up. As you get older and you get more experienced and you start to realize that the game gets hard at the end, you're more willing to engage in boring, sometimes even monotonous drill work. But that's not true at the young level. So intent drives everything. And then once the kids know that you're going to give them something that's fun and enjoyable, now the guy delivering the message, the messenger, is isn't nearly as important. All right. So if the underlying thing that you're doing is fun, it's not necessarily critical that this guy be the end all be all. Okay, so that's the value of intent. It's like if you send kids on a playground, like the people playing the game don't really care who's chaperoning the playground. I'm playing a game, so um, if we can't really uh, guarantee that the messenger is this high quality person with all the necessary information, the best way to get a great experience is to have intent at the core, and then the messenger is this middle person that isn't super critical. And then what happens is then the content starts to flow from inside out. You have this emotional core, you have someone that's sharing a message, and then it gets attached, and then it travels with them. I say why travels. So our content, the thing that we want to teach, is really important. Of course, we want to educate. We want our athletes to be informed, and we want them to go and have this intelligent way of playing the game of baseball. But the content has to be on the periphery. The intent has to be at its core. What I so often see is I see coaches think first about what it is they want to teach instead of creating emotion for the practice. The problem when you drive a practice model about what you want to teach is it places a huge burden on the guy doing the teaching, all right? Because language is this barrier to understanding. So if this guy isn't extremely competent in how he can present the information, now oftentimes what you're left with is the person remembers the students or the athletes remember who was doing the talking instead of what was being talked about. And so this is our practice model that I always worked off of. If I couldn't guarantee who was giving the message, at a minimum, what I could do is make sure people were having fun, that they enjoyed what was actually happening, and then the messenger was more of the intermediary instead of the sole provider of information.